Kunjani mnetfu? We are in Mpumalanga, June 2023. We are doing this paper. It says refer to the article on rural urban migration and answer the following questions. Guys, whenever you're given a case study, please ngiyazi ukuthi khona umuntu, there's someone who's definitely going to go to the question and probably answer them without referring to the article as said by the instruction. Let's read the article together. The failure of the government to prioritize, okay, this is the title, an overview of rural urban migration in South Africa. The failure of the government to prioritize rural development threatens to negatively impact the development of growth of rural areas. So the rural urban migration in South Africa has negatively affected socio-economic development. So a socio-economic is made up of two words. Society, it's social, society, something to do with people, and then economic, it is to do with money. So basically socio-economic development. So there is no development in the society in basic sense, and there's no development in the money or the productivity of the rural areas in rural areas. So it is evident that the rural provinces have been witnessing a huge outflow, something is flowing out. So outflow of people destined to urban areas, predominantly Gauteng and Western Cape. So most people who come from rural provinces such as a KZN is a rural province. Okay, some parts of KZN are rural areas, but just an example to say that basically people coming from rural provinces, they are going to those urban areas, the provinces that have got more urban areas, such as Gauteng province, such as Western Cape. Okay, so this has robbed rural areas of its people. So the areas of skills and innovators, which has prolonged the cycle of underdevelopment. Okay, now I think this was a pretty clear one. There are no hidden codes in the statement, in the extract. So I think we can go to 3.3.1. So 3.3.1, it says here, define the term rural depopulation. Guys, know the best way to differentiate rural depopulation and rural urban migration. Those two are different terms. Rural urban migration, it is the movement of people from rural areas to urban areas. That's the movement when people are moving from rural areas to urban areas. But rural depopulation, it is the result. It is actually what happens in the rural areas, the decrease or the decline in the population in rural areas. So basically, rural depopulation simply means that people have moved out and now the rural areas have decreased in number of people living in them. So basically here, we can say that rural depopulation, it is the decrease or the decline in the population. So it's the decrease or the decline in the population, of what? Of rural areas. And this is caused by what? This is caused by rural urban migration. So this is caused by rural urban migration. So this means that here, as people are migrating from rural areas and they are going to urban areas, the urban areas will have less people, or the people in the urban areas will decrease, and there will be a decline in the population. So the population will become smaller, and that is known as rural depopulation. Now, name the two provinces which attract rural migrants. Guys, you are not going to come with a solution be like, guys, I know that Limpopo is the best, is the attractive place. I know that Free State is good. I know that Western Cape. Guys, you have been given an extract. You read the extract. In the extract here, it was mentioned that here it is evident that rural provinces are witnessing a huge outflow of people destined to urban areas. Predominantly, the ones that are dominating the most, it is the Gauteng and the Western Cape province. So you are naming those two provinces according to the extract, because the question says refer to the article. So 3.3.2, that is where you are going to say that it is what? It is Gauteng. It's mentioned. And then it is what? It is Western Cape. So it's Gauteng and Western Cape. Remember, Gauteng, we find Johannesburg and Ziakipe. You know that a Western Cape, we find Cape Town, and it's a classy place as well. So now it says, explain how the government has failed to prioritize rural development. What do you think rural development is? Rural development is just basically meaning that the rural areas are being developed. Okay, they are having better opportunities, they're having better service delivery and all of that. And the government has failed to prioritize that because in most cases, the rural areas, they do not have access to services. So that is how the government is failing. So here, basically, there is a poor service delivery from the government. So there is a poor access to services, or you can say there is poor service delivery. So it means that the essential services such as electricity and water, all of those are essential services, and we need them to be able to sustain our lives. But here, the government has failed to prioritize that. So that is actually going to hinder the development of rural areas because we don't have water, we don't have electricity, we sleep in the dark, and then we'll be like sleeping with monsters and ghosts next to us. Creepy things happen out there. So there is a poor service delivery. What else can you mention? You can mention the infrastructure. Guys, there are a lot of things that the government is failing in prioritizing rural development. Basically, here we know that there is poor infrastructure in rural areas. In rural areas, there are dusty roads, there are no bridges, so you'll be like sinking into those rivers. But I think Uti, in rural areas, we can learn how to climb on top of crocodiles. that's really something that is common in rural areas. We can climb on top of crocodiles because we don't have bridges to cross. Okay, so the government is failing to provide the proper infrastructure so that we can be able to live. Okay, so basically there's poor infrastructure. Even the education is also poor here. You can mention that the schools are fewer in rural areas. Everything about rural areas in the current date, it is bad. It's in a bad state. Okay, except for those better rural areas, which I don't know. Probably they're invisible. They don't exist. So 3.3.4. Okay, you can mention more here. Any other things that the government is failing to do to improve or to prioritize rural development. And then now it says suggest two socio-economic factors. Two factors that affect the society and the economy. Socio-economic, something that affects the people as well as the economy, that attract people to cities. What attracts you to cities? Guys, we've been saying this for long. Cities, we're attracted by better services. That's something that affects us as people. When they say socio-economic, the social is standing for the society, the people. The economic part is standing for the money, the productivity. Okay, you know, the money, I don't know whatever, but basically the productivity of the area. Okay, so here we are looking for two factors that are socio-economic that attract people to the city. You can talk of many things, guys, here. There are better jobs, or there is in urban areas, okay, or in cities, basically, there are more job opportunities or better access to job opportunities, more job opportunities. So these more job opportunities that we find in urban areas, it will attract people to the city as well. Okay, so there are more job opportunities in the city, so this will become an attractive place. You can talk about the services there. The services are essential, guys. It's a socio-economic factor. Service delivery is a socio-economic factor because it affects you as a person and it also affects your productivity. That's an economic thing. Because basically, if you are running a business, you cannot run a business in a place whereby you do not have electricity. In most cases, the businesses, they need to have access to services such as electricity and water. So how would you run your salon when you need to wash people's hair when there's no water in that particular area? So basically, we tend to go to the urban areas because we know ukuthi the water that we are going to use for salons, we are not going to take it with a bucket from a river like in the rural urban areas, in the rural areas, I mean. But in the urban areas, we know that there is a tap, guys. There's a tap whereby the water will come to you. In rural areas, you have to go fetch the water, but in urban areas, the water will fetch you. So it's kind of something that is attractive, at least in my own opinion. So here, there is better services. So you can mention there is better service delivery. So better access to services such as what? Such as water and electricity. Water and electricity. Basically, in rural areas, when they want to do this hairstyle that is known as perm, they use fire. They're like literally, I'm like realistic here. They use fire and they use Vaseline and they start perming your hair, ladies. But in urban areas, know that there's electricity. You are just going to put and rest your head in some machine, and that machine is just going to cook your hair, and your hair will look relaxed and whatnot, kind of that fancy stuff. But basically, that cannot happen without electricity, without those services. Okay, so it becomes better for you to run your business efficiently. There are many things that you can mention here. You can mention the recreational activities. Okay, there are better recreational activities in urban areas, right? You can go to the cinemas. All of those places, they generate income, guys. It's a socio-economic, they have a socio-economic impact because they affect us as people, and at the same time, they affect our productivity as well. So that can be attractive. There are more recreational activities. There are better job opportunities. You can mention many points here, but make sure that you suggest them and make sure that each point is at least worth 2 marks. Okay, cool that. And now let's go to 3.3.5. What does it ask us? All right. It says evaluate the economic impact. Now it's specific. It's no longer socio-economic. It is now an economic impact. When they talk of an economic impact is something that affects the productivity of something. Economic has to do with the production of money. It has to do with the production of ponds. It has to do with the production of chelete. It has to do with the production of that money. All right. It's all about productivity of the place. So whenever they say evaluate an economic factor or an economic impact, it must be something connected to productivity. So here, the economic impact of rural-urban migration. What is the economic impact of people leaving the rural areas and going to urban areas? What is that impact to the rural areas? How are rural areas affected by people moving away from them? That's the question. How is the productivity of rural areas affected? Because the term economic impact refers to the productivity of the area. In this case, the productivity of the rural areas. It is affected by people moving away. How? Now, let's evaluate that impact. There are many things that you can say here, guys. If all people, okay, let's just say if 95% of people would leave the rural areas, we do have quite small businesses in rural areas to sustain us, the ones that sell those low order goods to sustain us, such as when I want to buy bread in rural areas, I know that there's a shop that will sell me the bread. Yeah. Okay, so basically, those businesses will close down because there's no one in the area who will support the business. There's no threshold population anymore to support me in my business. So it's like it's of no use. So here we can say the businesses, the small businesses in the rural areas will close down. So here businesses, hey, I wonder the spelling sounds fishy. So many S's. So here the businesses will close down. So businesses in the rural areas will close down. So businesses in rural areas will close down due to lack of people. Due to lack of people or customers. I think customers suits better. Okay. So the businesses will close down due to lack of customers because we know that now we don't have anyone to buy. I would like have my stock here and try to sell bread, and that bread will end up having some molds without even being bought, and then that will be a waste of my money and my time. So guys, productivity will decrease here because the businesses will close down due to this lack of customers. We know that the schools as well. The schools are connected. They make an economic impact, because when you are in a school, you pay school fees, okay, except for those other government schools that are completely free. That is a very good initiative of decreasing rural urban migration, creating those free government schools. But in most cases, the schools that we have, they require us to pay money, so they kind of bring some productivity to the land as well. So basically, if people were to go, I'm including even the small pupils, the small learners, they were to migrate to their families and go to urban areas, how will the schools be attended? I mean, like, the teacher cannot just teach only one student, guys. I mean, like, the teacher cannot teach the whole, pretend that the whole school has migrated, now they're in urban areas. The teacher will be just looking at the walls and be like reading. No, it doesn't make any sense. So the schools have to close down as well, because there are no learners to attend the schools. So here, that will decrease their productivity as well, and that will make a negative economic impact to the rural areas. So here, the schools or the educational institutions, schools will close as well. So the schools will close down. So the schools will also close down. Why are the schools closing down? Because there are less learners, or maybe people have gone away because of less learners. All right. These are the two simplest ones that make an economic impact. But let us think of something else that can affect the productivity of the land if people were to leave the rural areas. If they were to leave, what else would affect how else will the rural areas be affected economically? We can think of this thing known as brain drain. Do you know that most people who learn and become successful in rural areas, they tend to go to urban areas because now they're successful. They don't find a reason or a point in staying in rural areas. Okay, it's just like it's something natural. Okay, at least it's something common to us as Africans the most, because in rural areas, once you learn and then you probably get to grade 12, you would want to go to a university that is in urban areas, and then maybe even when you have got the skills, you refuse to come back to the rural areas. Okay, so that is known as a brain drain, when the people who have got skills are leaving the rural areas, and they're trying to make a better life out there in the urban areas. So if you're trying to make a better life out there in the urban areas, whereas you are leaving the background, which is the rural areas, that will negatively impact the economy of rural areas as well. So that is known as brain drain. So brain drain will okay. But now you cannot just write brain drain and get 2 marks. Try to elaborate. What is brain drain? So basically, this brain drain will okay. So I'll say this is brain drain will okay. And when you say that brain drain is occurring here, it just simply means that the highly skilled people are leaving. So if we say brain drain will okay, in other words, we are trying to say that the people that have got skills, they are leaving the urban areas, they are migrating. So when people who have got high skills, who are qualified to do certain jobs, they are not doing those jobs in the urban areas. Because I mean, even if you are qualified to do something in urban areas, guys, you can be a good mechanical engineer, but in urban areas, there are less opportunities, so you are likely to move out. So that is brain drain. So that brain drain, when it occurs, it will actually leave only people who do not have skills. All right, it will only leave the people that don't have skills in the open area. So the brain drain here will occur, leaving only less skilled people. But now other people will be like, how is that affecting the productivity? Of course, if the people who have the skills to make the rural areas to be a better place, they are leaving the rural areas, guys. Like only the people who do not have skills will be left. I mean, the people who are tired, who are old, they don't have anywhere else to go. They cannot seriously go to Egoli, and you are 77 years and you are going to a town. That doesn't usually That doesn't usually happen, right? So basically, the people that do not have the skills to do greater jobs in rural areas, they will be just left there alone, and they cannot bring productivity. So that affects the economy. Remember, we are not going off topic here. We should stay on the theme, economic impact, something that affects the economy. Right, something that affects the what? The economy, the productivity of the land. So once we have got less skilled people left alone, then eventually those people cannot bring any produce. And then the land, the rural areas will probably be just poor. Poverty will increase, low standard of living, ghost towns will develop. Ghost towns will develop because basically when people are leaving, the buildings will have to close down. The buildings that can be used to bring some productivity, they will close down. There are many things that you can say here, but make sure that you stay within the theme and you answer what is being questioned. Thank you so much, Matriculants, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends to also stay tuned.